product, guys. Like, come on now, come on, like, take this thing serious, yo. I am an actual product of the company, right? Ray Robinson, I'm an actual product. How come you guys aren't on these sessions utilizing this value that we provide for our customers? But y'all, a lot of people sit up here and they quit. They give it 30 days and think, oh, well, I didn't, make money in my first 30 days or whatever like that. Well, how you gonna make money by asking dumb questions like this? When you can just scroll up and look for the link, pay attention. This is your business, right? We're not here. This is not a daycare center, guys. I'm not here to baby you guys, and Elmano's not here to baby you guys, and the leaders are not here to baby you guys. We're here to help you guys get to that next level. And it starts with you guys thinking for yourself. That's what it comes down to. When I got started with this opportunity, I did not have none of the stuff that y'all have access to. It was just myself and me being able to think outside the box. Okay, cool. Let me lock arms with a leader and see and mirror the things that he's doing. That's what it comes down to, thinking outside the box. If you can't think outside the box, then how are you ever going to be able to make money inside this market? How are you ever going to learn a strategic method to help you make money in this market? Elmano did not get where he is by me babying him and holding his hands. Elmano got where he is by getting on my sessions and watching me trade, and he mirrored and he successfully mastered his style of trading. Like, he's one of my top students. Like, I did not have to baby him at all. He just sat there and watched, paid attention, and he took everything to that next level from there. He had access to the same exact information that you guys have access to, but the only thing that separates someone the only thing that separates, someone that is at his level is the fact that he took advantage of the information. That's what it comes down to. A lot of y'all want to be spoon-fed and be babied along the journey. That's how come I don't like giving out signals at all, because it makes you guys lazy, makes you guys not want to do the work for yourself. That's why I don't like sending them, because y'all get caught up in, oh, well, he's going to do all the work for me. No, that's not how this thing works. That's not how this works. Y'all want to be successful at this, man, y'all got to start stepping up to the plate. Y'all got to start doing the things that's going to help you guys get to that next level. Because, again, it's not going to happen by osmosis. It's not going to just fall into your lap out of the sky. Everything is here designed. Like, all these videos, how many of y'all actually came back in at least and watched at least one video? I should have about 500 people. I should have about 500 people on these calls every Tuesday and Wednesday night. Every Tuesday and Wednesday night, I should have at least 500 people on these calls. Look at all this. Is like a year's worth of content back here. How many of y'all actually took time to come back here and actually watch it, utilize it? I can tell who's using it and who's getting to that next level because of the level of the way you guys mark up your charts. I can tell. Now, I'm not saying you guys have to sit up here and trade the same exact way that I trade. I'm not saying you guys have to use my same exact strategic methods, but what I am saying is that it's great to be in the atmosphere with other traders. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's great for you guys to get on and here just be around the atmosphere. I come on here every single day and I'm always looking at a different educator. I'm always looking at a different educator. Some educators, I just come on here and just click this and see what Evan is talking about. I come over here and click this and see what Max is talking about. I see what Jimmer is talking about. Yeah, even if they speak a different language, if they speak in Spanish or Italian or whatever language they're speaking, I still go on and just check out what they're talking about, because I can look at their markups and their charts, and I don't necessarily have to hear what they're saying, but I can see what they're drawing up on that chart and get an idea of what they're looking at on the charts. So how many of y'all are serious about taking this to the next level, right? Now, I dropped this chart right here inside the chat. Exactly. Just because you want to eat doesn't mean I have to fix your plate. Exactly. Man, you get up and fix your own plate. Like, man, y'all gotta start taking initiative. Now, I'm about to go ahead on and dive into into this pair right now. I'm about to go ahead on and dive onto this pair. And we got 19 people on this call. Man, y'all should be snapping on your teammates who are not on the call. Like, y'all should personally send out these text messages. If you guys want to be leaders and start making money here, y'all should be sending out these messages, you know, for the people who you personally brought into the company. Hey, yo, we got a call tonight. It's very, very important for you to get on this call. We got Elmodern teaching tonight. He's one of the top traders on the call. He's one of the top traders on our team, if not in the company. Get on this call, learn from him. Y'all should be sending out these personal messages to your organization. Everybody talking about, oh, they want to make money, but when it comes down to making money, oh, they don't want to do it. You guys, what are you guys wasting your membership for if you're not going to come here and utilize the products and services? I tell people to quit. I tell people to cancel their membership. Why? Because I don't have time to sit up here and baby somebody. I'd rather be with somebody that's hungry than sit up here and have to baby somebody who's worried about paying a monthly membership or whatever like that, and they not even showing up on the calls and stuff. I don't have time for that, yo. Elmano doesn't have time for that. None of us have time for that. Man, y'all really have to start stepping up to the plate, because these calls should be packed out. Everybody want to get to that next level, but ain't nobody doing what it takes to get there. And I pay attention to everybody who's on these calls. And it's going to show when you start dropping your charts and when you start trading. It shows who gets on these calls and who doesn't. Is this going to happen overnight? No, that's why you need to get on these calls. Don't think, oh, you get on a session one time and think that, oh, okay, cool. Everything else is going to fall in place. All I needed to see was one time. No, guys, I watch videos over and over and over and over again, the same video, repetition. It's like going to the gym shooting free throws. We do it every single day. Why? So we can continuously get good at it, so we don't lose the feel for it. It's the same as that thing when you trade. You got to show up every single day. You have to. You can't just come in here again and think that, oh, you see it once. That's like me going to a basketball practice. And we got a lot of athletes on this call. It's like going to a basketball practice for one day, and you got a game, and you got a game on Sunday, right? You got a game on Sunday, and you show up to practice on Tuesday, and you think you're done for the rest of the week. No, we go to that gym and we prepare every day. Same thing when you come here to these markets, guys. Y'all got to start, making this a priority for y'all to come back here and start getting this knowledge and everything that you guys need. This is something that you all need. Ain't nobody else that is teaching you this skill set. Nobody in your contact list, nobody in your family is teaching you guys how to trade. They're not. Nobody's teaching you guys how to make an extra income. I don't care if you guys have not made $1 yet, guys. The value and information that you guys get just on this platform alone is valuable. These are every individual that you see on this panel right here, all high 4, 5, and even 6-figure earners, guys. I seen this guy right here take $187 to over $90,000 in a matter of 24 to 48 hours. And I'm going to drop the video because y'all probably think, oh, he's lying. No, I'm going to drop the video inside the group chat for y'all so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. But no, y'all are too cool to get down and dirty. Y'all don't want to get in the trenches and start really learning the skill set. Oh, my head hurts because it's too many lines and stuff like that on the chart. Oh, I can't. I don't think I can do it because it looked too complicated. It's too difficult, guys. Trading is not easy. It's easy, but it's not easy. The reason why it's not easy because you never done it before, but it gets easier along the journey. People talking about, oh, I don't want to do it because it looked too complicated, whatever like that. No. So why'd you waste your money? People do things that they don't want to do all the time, like go to a 9-to-5 job. but they ain't complaining. They complain about it, but they still get up and do it. Why? Because they make it a priority. So start making this a priority right here. And I promise you guys, you're going to see a shift happen in your life, and it's going to be for the better. So let me go ahead and dive into this chart real quick. Yep, like a glass of water. If it's just sitting there, it evaporates. You got to go back and refresh. What's being taught, keep that cup full. Yeah, you remember that video, Elmodern?
Yep, that was back in the first one. I first was like, oh man, this junk is real.
Yeah, and Worthy, he's a good example right now. Someone who's been getting on the calls, and you know he was able to drop his first chart in the chat, and you know it was a good markup, you know. So how did he get that? Not by not showing up, not by not asking questions. He got there by showing up, asking questions, and doing you know, watching the videos and really picking our brains. That's what we're here for. But yeah, I'm gonna drop that video in the chat after this call. But sometimes you need a pep talk. Yeah, absolutely, man. But I'm gonna show you guys. Let me clear my chart off real quick. I'm gonna show you guys exactly why this right here, why I actually entered this call. I mean, not this call, but this trade. So I'm gonna go to the 4-hour chart now. You recording this, bro?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the 4-hour chart. So looking at USDCHF, now last week we got into this trade on a buy opportunity, all right? If you guys remember that trade, I'm not sure if any of y'all took it, but if y'all did, cool. If y'all didn't, cool. I know I took this trade. Let me add my field levels on here real quick. Let me add in my 38.2, my 61.8, my 88.6, 1618, 113, 50%, and 114 and 1272. All right, bet. All right, so looking at this trade right here, you know, we had a harmonic play on this right here. On matter of fact, let me take it back some to where it all started. So I got a clean chart right here, and I also have my regular chart, USDCHF. I have a clean chart, and then I have my regular chart right here. So USDCHF, let me go back to my clean one. Now, looking at this move, right, we got this big drop to the downside, create a level of support over here. Now, it started making these higher highs, right? You see the market just, you know, slowly, you know, walking its way up, right? Started making its higher highs and whatnot. So looking at this market, right, on USDCHF, we all know that, you know, again, basic, simple stuff. 2 points on the trend line is a valid trend line, right? Got hit right here, hit right here. That's a valid trend line to the upside. So you could have been taking buys off of this trend line, right? You know, this probably would have been the highest probability chance for you guys to take a buy off of that trend line. But, you know, I'm not going to really get into that. But going back to this uptrending trend line that we got, you see we also have a channel right here, okay?
Ooh.
We have a channel right there on USDCHF, right? Now, what I saw on this, right, I saw that I also had a daily level of support. I'm sorry, daily level of resistance right here, right? If I can't, let me see if I zoom all the way out. Yeah, it was a daily level of resistance right here, starting back right here, all the way over here, and so on and so on. But looking at the daily level of resistance, it was actually a zone that was created. I think it was this one right here. I had this little zone created right here, and what price ended up doing was, let me highlight that. So what price ended up doing was, it broke out of this channel, right? When it broke out of this channel, you know, if you've been trading harmonic patterns for a while, you kind of understand how the market moves from there. X to A to B, B to C, C to D. I'm not gonna go over the harmonic pattern, but this is the hold on, let me delete that. But this is the trade that we actually entered in. X to A to B, B to C, C to D. So this is where we actually entered where that D entry point is right there, okay? Now, looking at that D entry point, you know, we can see that the market then became like oversold down here at the bottom, just looking at the RSI, right? Market became oversold right here. If I go ahead and drop a horizontal line right there, And you kind of see some type of divergence as well. That's a little bit more advanced. I'm not going to get into depth with that, but you can see how the market started, you know, RSI started going down. I'm sorry, price started going down. RSI started to go up. So that's what divergence really looks like right there. But looking at that market, I'm like, okay, cool. This is a great opportunity for us to actually buy this pair back to the upside. So that's what we did. We got into a buy opportunity on USDCHF, right? And we called about let me see what this is. Take profit from my C point to that D completion, which is right here. Price came up here and hit that 61.8 right there. So we got about, from our entry point, we got about 68, 70, let's say 70 pips on that trade, right? And then we can see price still pushed up. So right now where price is currently sitting at, what I want to do is show you guys my other technique that I use whenever I trade as well. So looking at this market, right, on USDCHF, first off, price broke out of this trend line right here, right? This channel to the downside, boom, giving us a level of support right here. Now, if you look to your left, right, you can see that this right here is a level of structure, right? That right there is a level of structure right here, okay? That support level was broken. You see how the market was making these higher high, these higher lows right here, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, and it failed to create a higher high right here, and then boom, it broke this higher low and created a new low. So this right here is a momentum shift right here, okay? This right here is what I'm looking at right now. Boom, the market broke this level of support right here. Now we have what we call a shift in the market, boom. Now we should start seeing the market start making, you know, creating its waves to the downside, right? Now we should see the market create its waves down to the downside. So what I want to do is this. Looking at this this market right now and the fact that it broke that structure level, I want to just simply take my fib tool, right? Take my fib from my high, my swing high, my last swing high down to the swing low right here, right? And what I want to do is look for a key area in the market for me to enter this for a sell opportunity. This right here is the key area that I'm looking at, the 78.6 and the 71% right here, Fibonacci retracement level, right? And let me go ahead on and highlight. Let me delete this real quick. Let me delete this one. Let me highlight so y'all can focus in on that zone that I got highlighted, right? Right here. So you can see every time price came back up to this level, it had some type of reaction, right? It has some type of reaction. Let me just extend that all the way out. Just looking to your left, right? Looking to your left, like I always say, look left, right? Same thing like in those chats. If you look up, you'll be able to see the link in the chat. See, boom, price came down, hit that level of resistance. Price came back up, hit that level of resistance, drop. Price came up, hit that resistance and dropped, and it was a lot of indecision right here. And then you see how price came here and broke out of that channel, right? Now, right now we're pushing right back into that zone. That 71% level is a key level with this Fibonacci retracement. I've been trading this style for about 2 years now as well. This is like my second go-to move. I love looking for impulse moves like this to the downside. This is what an impulse move is right here, just a big move, right? Just a big aggressive move to the downside, right? Now, if I go ahead on and do this real quick, take a line right there, and let me line that up perfectly. That 71% level right there, like I said, it's a key level, Fibonacci retracement level, especially with this shift to the downside. Also, if I go ahead on and draw a trend line right here from the top all the way across, we can see how right now we have a trend line going to the downside now. Now, like I say, price could push back up into the zone. I got in around 0.99,400, and price right now is at 0.99,462. So we looking at price to continue to push to the downside. So if I go ahead on and measure out this move right here, and it should be an equal move also. That 1272 level right here is my take profit level, okay? So what I'm looking at right now, if I go ahead on and make a duplicate of this line right here, and take it from where we entered the market at off that 71% level right there. Bam, look what happens, right? The market, this right here should be an equal move right here to the downside. If you ever look at these moves right here, these different waves, like these waves are all just about equal, right? If I go ahead on and clone this, all of these waves are just about equal. See how I would have entered the market right here, and these are great areas for you to look for take profits on. So if I was to say, okay, cool, boom, looking at this wave, if price comes back and hit this trend line, where can I enter and exit the market? This will be my entry point right here. Bam, this will be my exit point up here. And look what happened when price came up here and extended, right? Price actually started to reverse off of those highs, right? Throw wicks up there and boom, drop. So you can see how these waves are pretty much equal, right? It's all about like geometry, market geometry as well. And just about you, I mean, you can look at these waves and tell that they, somewhat equal. Again, if I take a line from here to here, if I clone this, right? Clone, where's my clone? Bam, right there. And take it from where price hit this support level right here. You can see, look, boom, price came right back up there and hit the, like right off in that area right there, reverse, and so on and so on, and start creating these waves. So that's the same as that move that we're looking for right now. And on USDCHF over here to my right, where we currently are with price. So like I say, the fact that price took out these lows right here, this higher low right here to my left, this is now a shift in momentum. The market pulled back. We caught that nice harmonic pattern going to the upside. Market pulled back, and then we should be looking for the market to drop down to this 1272 level for our take profit. So let me put a trend line at this level and just see what we got over here. I'll probably take profit off, a little bit early also. Just shy of that 1272 level probably, but this is where I'll be looking for my take profit levels. But that's the whole markup that I have. This is the markup that I have on USDCHF. So guys, if you have not entered a sell opportunity on this trade, feel free to do so. Let me grab this real quick. The short position we got in. If you were to get in right now, you'll probably, and I got like a 50 pip stop loss. Uh, 50 pip stop loss right there. And then we're looking 50 pip stop loss, and we're looking to take this all the way down to this 1272 level. So this is what I'm looking at on USDCHF right now. Like I say, I'm involved in this trade, and this is my high probability trade setup for the week. I want to keep my stops above this high point right here as well. But 50 pips should be good on that trade. Like I say, worst case scenario, it'll push all the way back up into this zone, hitting this trend line or whatnot. But like I say, I'm in this trade for a sell opportunity, taking it down to the downside, looking to get about 144 pips out of that trade, only risking 50. So, yeah, this is my trade of the week right here. And I'm going to pass this back over to Elmodern, but I wanted to go over that with you guys so you all can see exactly what it is that I saw on this trade right here. And on this BTC USD trade, same as that harmonic play right here that we called on USDCHF for that buy to the upside. Can't out fake people out. Boom. Like, look how, like, this push right back up into that zone, that 10,000 mark, and then drop. Came back, giving us the opportunity for a buy off the retest of this trend line. And like I say, the lowest point that I can see this coming down is back down into this gray zone area right here. And that gray zone area, if I take my fill from this high to this low, is that that 61.8 area, around that, roughly around that 71% area, is the lowest that I can possibly see, this move coming back down. But I don't know about Bitcoin. I think this level is going to hold, and we're just going to see how this plays out. Crypto Picasso also sent out a trade opportunity on Bitcoin, but we're currently up about, where we're at 9.6. We're up about 600 pips on this trade right now. We entered off of this trend line move right here last night. So grab this. This is where we enter that trade. If you guys took this trade and you're in profit, just drop a 7 in the chat. But this is where we entered off that retest right here. Simple stuff. Multiple hits on this trend line. Got one hit right here, 2 hits right here. and price came back down for the third time, breaking that, came back and gave us that retest, and that was our opportunity to buy it to the upside. So I feel that this right here can continue to push all the way up to I feel like this can push up to 3,000. I'm not 3,000, but retrace back up, testing these times up to 10,000, and I'll probably take profit off at around $10,000. So yeah, I'm gonna pass this back over to Elmano. Go ahead on, bro. Take it away, my guy.
Well, that's the end of class, y'all. No, I'm tripping. But let me share my screen. Oh man, let me share my screen again. What I'm gonna do for y'all is I am going to piggyback. I'm about to die over here. Okay, I'm back to life now. What I'm gonna do is piggyback off what Ray was talking about, mainly because I know some of you guys don't even know what a higher high and a higher low is. So if you have been on one of my sessions before, this will be familiar, but I haven't covered higher high, higher low in a long time. But you guys saw I just had a harmonic right there. But we ain't even doing harmonics today because this is Keep It Simple Sunday. So that's what we do. We keep it nice and simple. So like I said, me and Ray, like Ray said, me and him trade pretty similar, but we trade a little bit different. Ray pulls his fibs for his take profits. I use my zones as my take profits. Now, as you guys know, every line means something on here. So every gold line you guys see this dash, like this one, these are 4 hour time frames. Every green line you see like this one and this one, these are 1 hour. And if I have to do a little, I'll do something for y'all real quick. Make life real easy for y'all. I'm just gonna put 1 hour. So you guys know what time frame this line was drawn on to make life easier for y'all. And I'll put this on the top and the right. So you guys know what time frame this was drawn on. You feel me? So let me do the same thing with this real quick. And 1 hour. Now, the reason why I do this is because I know that certain levels, are respected in certain ways. And depending on what time frame the line was drawn on, that's how much I expect that line to be respected. So if I have a daily level next to a 1 hour level, I would expect that daily level might get touched higher than that 1 hour level might get touched. Now, the reason why I said I'm covered the same thing Ray kind of covered just now, he told you guys more about the trade part. I'm sure you guys more about who he was talking about with the channel and the higher high, higher low. Now, this same thing he was just talking about happens a lot. I know I showed you guys last week the break and retest that happens on a lot of pairs. Well, actually it happens on every single pair. The break and retest happens a whole lot. It's one of those moves that's, I'm not gonna say it's 100% guaranteed, but it's pretty guaranteed how much it happens. Let me change this to a daily trend line in this one too, just so you guys can see what we're talking about with this channel. So when he said that price is in the channel, what that means is you can go through, I'm gonna erase this one right here. You go through on here and you can do a trend line from point to point. So let me go find my trend line button right here. And I'm going to go to my, what I call just a bar, because it's literally just a black line. I'm grabbing from this point, I'm just dragging this up and across, see what I got. And when you're doing the trend line, price, you look for price to go through the wicks on these, meaning that it's not cutting through a bunch of candle bodies. So you guys see this wicks right there being touched, this wicks right there being touched, and this wicks all right here being touched. Now, what I do with this is I go in my settings and I extend this both ways for a reason. I extend to the right, I extend to the left. Now, this is not something that you have to do, but I do this just so I can see if I zoom out, if price touched that same trend line somewhere in the past, because I found that on a lot of pairs, price comes back to those same points again over and over. So I extend mine out. You don't have to extend yours out at all though. But also, you can either right click and copy this. This is clone and copy this. But what I do is just hold down control and just drag it. So it'll give you the same result. So with price being in this channel, I actually put it right here. It could be right here, but I'm put it right here because I have more touches right there. So with price being in this channel, what you're looking for is these multiple touches. So you see that price is like following this up here. That's a touch. And then right there, you see price is just zigzagging in this zone, back and forth. Even at the bottom, it's just zigzagging the whole time. My servers are off, it doesn't matter. You guys know what I mean. It's just zigzagging in this zone. So every time price hits the bottom of this channel, it's a chance for you to buy. It's just waiting for an opportunity to actually break out of this channel. And so what that gives you is that either price is going to break to the top side or to the bottom side. You guys see that price was doing its own thing over here before it got into this channel. It was moving down, then it made a new upward move. And now we can expect that since this is on the bottom side of this, I covered this last Sunday too, when price finally breaks out of the trend line and plays the opposite side of it, like Ray said, price might on this, there's a chance that it can do this. The chance that price might come in, even though it's at a major zone, it could push right here and hit this retest and then go back down because it finally broke it like it needed to. So it's a few things that could happen here with this sell. Price, when I do my take profits, what I do is my major levels right here, my 4-hour level, I'll have this in my TP1 and my TP2, mainly just to secure the bag. Even if price keeps on falling down, I will secure half of my take profit. So let's say I put in a 10-cent lot or a 0.10 lot. I'll close out 0.5 and then move my take profit to probably take profit 1. I move my stop loss to take profit 1 and I just keep on riding down and see what happens. So I'm not like out in case price decides to push back up. But the risk to reward ratio on this trade, I can't talk, that's hard for me to say. The risk to reward ratio on this trade is actually really good. Now, what Ray covered when he said higher high, higher low is right here. This is the beginning of the channel. Right here. This is the beginning of the channel right here. Bam. This is where all this started. Now, even in this channel, there's harmonic patterns inside here. I'm pretty sure there's probably a cipher inside somewhere. We had this Gartley pattern right here at the end of it that we covered. But there's patterns that price is following the whole time. And I'm pretty sure if I copy this over to the center, there's probably another trend line here somewhere too, in the middle. Yeah, right there. You guys see how that works? Let me erase this. I'm gonna do that. Oh, not the whole thing. Okay, let me try this one more time. I'm gonna beat myself up. I'm gonna beat myself up. Okay, try this one more time. So I'm gonna copy this. Control, drag. So you guys see how these trend lines, these angles of these trend lines, if you just control and copy them over, they follow themselves like over and over and over. Where the heck is my chat box at? I don't see it. Oh, my chat box is at. It just like vanished. Oh well. Hope you guys try to drop a chat inside. I'm not gonna be able to see it, so I don't know where the heck it's at. But price follow these same things over and over and over. So this whole channel, this is an opportunity for you to buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, however you want to do this. Now, again, with the higher high, higher low, this was your first low. This was your first high. This is your new low. This is your new high. You see how price is kind of just like stair-stepping its way up, stair-stepping its way up. A while ago when I was teaching classes, I want to say this might have been probably April or whatever, if I remember correctly. This is before I was recording my sessions. There were some trades on Euro USD that made the same exact move, like literally the same exact move. It just stair-stepped its way up over and over, making higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher lows. Now know that that movement of happening like that is not going to keep happening forever. So know that there's a chance that when price hits the bottom of this channel, it might bust straight through it. It might bust straight through it and start making a move like this. It's coming, but it has to get that momentum to get out the channel first, because price kind of, I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. Price needs momentum to make any major move. So I'm pretty sure this long downside move probably jumped off by some news or something like that. I'm pretty sure if I drop down to a smaller time frame, it's probably a break and retest right there. Yeah, exactly. See that break and retest right there? This break and retest is in any group chat that I'm in with you guys to see when price is like, when price is like right here, I usually send y'all a screenshot of it and say, what do you guys see when it's something like this? The reason why is after all this movement inside here and price is finally on the other side of a trend line, meaning, let me copy what I did last Sunday for you guys, meaning that price was playing on this side of this trend line the whole time. And it finally got on the other side of this trend line, which means it's now playing on this side of the trend line. That's a very ugly shape, but you guys know what I mean, man. So now when price gets on this side, now the momentum is on this side of the trend line. So you see that when it plays out, that break and retest happens, all the movement is happening on the bottom side of this trend line. And the reason why I teach that is because it makes trend lines so much simpler, because you'll start to see that when price finally does get through one, even if it keeps on making higher highs, higher lows, whatever it's doing, when it finally gets past the trend line, you're going to see that it's playing on the other side of that trend line. It's an opportunity for you to get in on a break and retest. For instance, another one I just spotted just now, right there. Break of this trend line, retest of this trend line, movement to the downside. Let me see. Even right here in the small time frame, it's very small, but look what price did right here. Break of this trend line right here. Break of it, that small retest, and then push it upside. It happens over and over and over. It might not be the cleanest break and retest. I'm pretty sure it's a trend line all in here too, but even here again too. Still, this is your break. And it came to retest it and then push it to the downside. That's what I mean by price playing the opposite side of a trend line. Again, oops, I'm pressing the wrong button. Again, is just look how the trends go. The heck, look how the trends is going on these. Let me go back to my triangle. All right here, price is on the top side of this trend line, right here. On the top side, then it's playing the bottom side. When it breaks and retested, now it's back on the top side. I did a triangle wrong, but it doesn't matter. Now it's playing the bottom side. And this happens so much over and over. I'm pretty sure it's a tool that shows you this too. But that movement right there, that simple movement of knowing which side of a trend line that price is playing on is going to give you great opportunities to enter a trade on a break and retest. Even if you don't trade harmonics, or even if you don't know a lot of moves, if you can draw trend lines on your chart, that's why you guys will see when I drop a chart, I have trend lines all over the place, especially on gold. Like if I go to this gold, my gold chart is trend lines all over the place. Look at all those trend lines on there. That's a lot. It might be overkill, but I do that on gold because I trade gold so much. So every time it gives the opportunity to make a new trend line, I just look at it and see what I have going on. But when you guys start putting trend lines or start to notice trend lines or trends that are going on, you'll see what price is trying to do or what could possibly do. Because again, we're not in the game of knowing 100% what exactly is going to happen. We are in the game of taking high probability trades. So I mean, if your risk to reward is like 4 to 1, 3 to 1, anything to 1, like where 1 is like the smallest, well, obviously the smallest number, but 1 is like your common denominator. But sometimes 1 to 1 is fine as long as it's not 1 to 1, 150 pips in either direction. So at that point, you're doing a 50-50 trade, and it can go either way on you. You don't want to risk 150 pips to get 150 pips, but you risk 50 pips to get 100 pips, or risk 50 pips to get 200 pips. That's the type of trades you want to do. High probability trades. But when you see price start playing other sides of this trend line, that's the reason why I'm showing you guys this, is because even if price does, like I said, price is playing top side right here. So even if price does decide it wants to come back and retest this trend line, it's now playing on the bottom side. So all that touch would do is give it momentum to push back down. That's all it would do. Now, I don't know if you guys have any questions because I cannot see the chat for some reason. I don't know where the box went at. Let me see if it's behind this. Nope. I don't know where's that. So I don't know where the heck the chat box went at. It's tripping. But yeah, any questions with that? If you guys have a question, unmute yourself because I can't see the chat box. And that is weird that it's gone. What the heck? I'm gonna close this real quick. And I'm gonna move this over. Oh, there it is. It's hiding. Yeah. And for everyone on here too who actually are still on this call, stay in this call, there's 19 of us on this call. So like Ray said, it's definitely nice to get you guys on here. Yes, I definitely enjoy teaching. And I would love to get on here one day and it's like 50 of y'all on here or 100 of y'all on here. But in all actuality, it should be because everyone is here to learn how to trade. No one here is a master trader. You might be good at trading. You might be correct a lot. But no one here can consider yourself a master trader because you're always a student. And so if you're brand new in here, you have people like me and like Ray doing extra sessions like this. This is not necessary. I don't have to do this. Ray didn't have to come in here and show you guys that trade setup just now. Like he teaches a class already through the company. He doesn't have to do that. But it's like if that's being done, like same thing with PJ, same thing with Eric with these extra calls. It's not always about team building. You guys are here to learn how to trade. So these extra calls, get on these calls, man. Like utilize it. For real, I always post in the group chat, utilize us. Like that doesn't just mean utilize us when you need a three-way call. I mean, utilize us in general. Utilize our knowledge because at the end of the day, you guys want the knowledge that we have in this. And so it would make sense to get on here and utilize it, especially if you're getting a free session on basics or anything like that, because this stuff isn't necessary that we do it, but we do it because we know you guys need it. In the beginning, I remember, I always tell this story too. I told this story on the call earlier today. When I first started back in 2017, before I quit my first time and came back and took this thing seriously, when I first started, the company was not the same company it is now. There wasn't no, all those tools we have, there wasn't no levels, there wasn't no gold cup, there wasn't no swipe coin, there wasn't even no crypto education. It was none of that stuff. All there was the academy and the harmonic scanner. And I want to say we had a mirror trader too, and they got rid of that because it was a frenzy. So the company was not the same it was now when I first got in this company. And back in those days, I want to say Ray was so busy, I couldn't even really talk to Ray. There was no one I can go and ask these questions to. There was no one doing personal live sessions like this. And so we figure you can help on top of the company by doing extra stuff like this. And people started taking advantage of it. And then what they're going to do is they're going to quit and be like, man, it didn't work. And again, it won't work if you don't work. And that's honestly what it is. If you don't put the work in, it ain't gonna work for you. That's with anything. Because if you get a new job, let's say you've been here for 15 days, you ain't put in no work yet. On day 30, you won't have to quit because they're gonna fire you. But with here, it's more about accountability because we're not making you watch these live sessions. We're not making you get in the academy. We're not making you use the tools that come with your package. We're not making you do this stuff. It's all about self-accountability. And if you don't have that, I don't know how you're gonna make it in this, because at the end of the day, if you want financial freedom, you have to have some kind of self-accountability out here. Like, that's the end of the day, that's what it is. If you can't be accountable for yourself, you can't expect us to be hitting you up like, hey, you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. Because at that point, it becomes babysitting you. And that ain't what we're here for. What platform is good for charting? It was the question just asked. TradingView right here that I'm on right now. TradingView.com. Just know when you go here, you do not have to pay for a platform on TradingView. You can do a free one. That's what I do. It says, I'm new on the team, Spanish speaker, but I understand enough to follow the class. After the session, I don't know what it says. I will see Ray's recorded sessions. This is fire. Yeah, I mean, and Ray dropped that information. It's the same thing we do every day, even in the group chats with me. What I try to do is when there's a nice setup, what I would do is I would drop you guys the analysis and the setup. I give you guys the opportunity to be like, okay, if this happens, get in this trade for this. So it's not just a signal, because I want you guys to get used to seeing what's going on and seeing why you're getting in the trade, not just to get in the trade. If I just sit here and be like, all right, sell gold now, guys, the main problem with that is it's kind of handicapping y'all to know why we're selling gold. All you see is that there's a sell, not why there's a sell. I tell myself and everyone all the time who comes here, what cannot be taken away from you is knowledge. If you have the knowledge to know how to trade, it can't be taken from you. This skill is something you can use for the rest of your life. You can pass it on to your kid. You can pass this on. It says, are you a live educator as well on Pip Talk? I am not. I'm not a live educator. I'm just in the group chats with y'all. I'm just down here in the trenches with y'all making this happen. But what I'm saying though is, I forgot what I was even saying just now. I completely forgot. I can't rewind myself, but I forgot what I was saying just now. But the reason why we do this is because, again, I know a lot of you guys need extra help in the beginning. And I wish this is the type of help I wish that I had in the beginning. That wasn't there. And now we got it. You guys utilize it, like for real. And like I said, I'm down here in the trenches with y'all because at the end of the day, I'm trying to be the middleman to you guys having these questions on, hey, what does this mean? Or how to do this? Or where can I go to get this information? So let me see. Oh yeah, this is a perfect example too. I'm on gold. I'm gonna erase this real quick. We got trend lines galore on here. Let me make this one black real quick so you guys see what I'm talking about price playing either side of gold. Now, last Sunday, I covered entry techniques, but what I'm basically covering now is these channels and these and prices, these channels and how prices are moving. This is knowing not enough. You must apply. Wishing is not enough. You must do. That's exactly right, Lamar. 100% exactly right. Now, Lamar is on my team, and Lamar asked me if I'm doing a trade session every single day. we're in the same city. Every time I see him, he asks me, am I doing a trade session? Because it's like he knows he wants this, man. You can pass this skill down. That's what I was saying. With the skill of trading, it's not just, hey, I'm trying to make this money ASAP as fast as possible. Because you're trying to, let's say you come in here your first month, you're only trading signals, and then IM disappears. If the whole company of IM goes away, what have you learned besides just how to take a signal? At that point, you're still dependent on someone else, because just like your job, if you depend on your job for that paycheck, You're gonna be depending on us for your paycheck at that point because you're depending on signals at that point. I told myself that if this whole company vanishes right in front of me, what would I be able to do? And I was like, okay, I guess I need to learn how to trade because if I don't know how to trade and this whole company goes away, I'm gonna be stuck. I'm gonna be SOL. So I dove in. I was on Ray sessions all the time. I was on Lex Wave sessions all the time. I was on a lot of sessions like nonstop. I would sit in the office at my job and be on a trade session, listening and taking notes in my notebook, which I still have right now. I still have my notes from a year or so ago, writing down the ratios on certain harmonic patterns. Because when Ray had a session, I'd be like, "Hey Ray, what's the ratios for a Gartley, or what's the ratios for a bat, or what's the ratios for a cipher?" We had a dude on our team a while ago, Justin. All he traded was a cipher, and all Ray traded was a cipher for a long time. And so I was like, okay, what's the ratio in the cipher? So I would go through and I would write these ratios down. And I would come into markets and I would practice this and see if I'm seeing it right. And I would drop I would drop my pattern in the group chat to see if it was right or not, and let them critique it. I know some of you guys seem to be not afraid to, but cautious when it comes to sending like your pictures, your charts and stuff in the chat. But how else will we know if you're doing it right or not if you're not like posting your charts like, hey, does this go there? Or hey, how do I find this? The best way to get help is to ask a question. It's enough of me rambling and talking about that though. But what I'm saying about these channels again though, and I keep on getting off. So gold has its channels too, and it follows them a lot. You can see that I have touches on every single trend line I have in here. Now, know that the horizontal lines are levels of support and resistance. This gold one is a 4 hour, this green was drawn the 1 hour, this black one was drawn the daily. Now you see that price goes to each of these equally. It goes to the trend lines and it goes to the level of support and resistance. Now, one little cheat code I use a lot, and it's not guaranteed, but it happens a lot, so I pay attention to something when it happens a lot. If you have a point where you have like a daily level of a trend line and a level of support or resistance coming together, like right here, level of support coming together with a trend line, right here, level of support coming together with a trend line, right here, level of support coming together with a trend line. What do you see happening in every single one of those parts I just posted? Every time a level comes together with a trend line, not every time, but a lot of those times, price will reject heavily off of it because it has, at that point, it has two levels that needs to break through to make that move down. So this 4 hour level right here, look in between these two levels. This is on the 1 hour and goes to the 4 hour. Look between these two levels. Let me grab my rectangle right here and right here. There's basically a void. There's a void in space in between these two levels right here. Like that's a pretty big pip window. That is, a 500 pip window right there. So even when I was like putting in my harmonics on this, I was looking and seeing that, okay, use what happened before to give you probability of what can happen next. So by me seeing this, I'm like, okay, every time price comes to this general area, it rejects heavily. It doesn't want to be in this zone right here. And I have a feeling that when it comes in this zone, it's going to take a dive down. You see, even when it took this dive down in here, I want to say I called a sell on this in the group chat too when this little sell right here happened, like 200 pip sell. It turned right back around and pushed back up. Price doesn't really want to be in this zone. Every time it tried to get momentum to come in this zone again, what did it do? It got right back out of it, like every single time. So just by me seeing that, I can get on quick buys on this, like just quick buys on this zone. And if I take an L in this zone, I take an L, it's fine. But just know that my risk to reward on this is pretty high because there's nothing in this area. This is a void. So I know that when price finally does break down the zone, it's going to try to break a long way down because there's a pretty big window of space for price to go down there. But again, like I was saying, you see that I'm looking every time price came to this zone and there's also a trend line there, it rejected. So that's a chance for you just to get buys off this, like over and over and over. Look at this right here. This was it wasn't quite a bat. Thought I saw something there, even though it's already gone. But you see these little pops of price. The price is popping up. That's a pretty big pop right there. 300 plus pips. Price popped up right here again. With that 250 pips. Price popped up again from here. If I would have got in right at this point, price went for a full 400 something odd pips just off me paying attention. Now, right here, if I would have bought, yes, it would have took an L, but that would have been one loss. That would have been 3 wins and 1 loss, just simply off of buying off trend line rejection and a level of support. Which, I mean, that's not the best strategy at all to use. It's one of the most basic strategies you probably can use. I know it was a mistake I made a lot when I first came here. I was like, okay, if price is going to a level of resistance, I'll just sell right there. Or if price is going to a level of support, I'll just buy right here. What happens with that is I didn't know what the break and retest. So I was already taking L's like crazy on that. But now that I know how to read a chart and I can look at, you know, past evidence to see that, okay, I got a 4-hour zone right here and a pretty big window of, pretty big void that needs to be filled at some point. When price doesn't want to be around there, so when price does come there, I can just get in for a buy. And what's funny about this too is, now that I said that, I actually didn't get in the sell. I know I did get in the sell right here because I got in the sell based off another thing you guys probably haven't heard of yet, which is called a head and shoulders right here. Look at this beautiful head and shoulders. I'm not talking about shampoo. Look at that beautiful head and shoulders right there. Now, what happened at the bottom of the head and shoulders is that price continues down. So that was right there, actually a continuation of the head and shoulders right there, down to the downside. And then even with that momentum, price still came back above that zone. So again, I'm just using past evidence, and it's fine to know harmonics, or it's fine to trade trends, or it's fine to use indicators. It's fine to do anything what works for you. But the more tools you have on your belt, like Batman, the better it is for you. The more knowledge you have, the better trading is going to be for you, because you know, not just be stuck in the market looking for one thing or only knowing how one way to trade. It's good to be a Swiss Army knife when it comes to trading. But it's also great to be a specialist. Like I consider myself a Gartley specialist, a harmonic specialist. Since I'm thinking about starting a study session on Zoom for us beginners to help watch each other learn. Yeah, I mean, that would help for sure. I mean, you know, usually on Sundays, I do like basic stuff, but Ray wanted to show that trade setup. So I'm just kind of piggybacking off what he taught on. But usually what I'll do is, you know, I keep it real simple on Sundays, but you know, I'm trying to do a little bit advanced / simple stuff. Like if you guys definitely want a session as far as like markups go, and I feel like I do markups like every single week, like 3 times a week, like markups though. And your chart don't have to look like my chart. Your chart don't have to have nearly as many lines as my chart, but just know the reason why my chart looks like this and what I'm looking for. That's the main thing. So like, we need you guys to be on TradingView, actually in here using this stuff, man. Because if you ain't using it, what are you paying for it for? TradingView is a free thing. All the information to the company, you know, those go lives and stuff, and these group chats and stuff like that. Hey, use this stuff, man. Like, don't just let it go to waste. Don't let it go to the wayside. But I'll show you guys one more quick example before I get up off here because I'm 9 o'clock. But that was a nice head and shoulders, though. If you guys don't know what a head and shoulders is, all it basically is price comes in with a move like this. See this big push up? It comes doing a move, and then like it finds support. It creates one shoulder. It creates a head, which is the high point in the middle. It creates another shoulder, which is almost usually close to being equal to this one. And what happened at the end of a head and shoulder is the continuation down. So even this is the end of it right here, this continuation down is what you could possibly get into. If you miss this whole move right here down, like for the sell, you can get in this sell right here at the bottom of it. That's what happened at the bottom of the head and shoulders. That's all I basically show you guys with that. That's a pretty simple move. So there's actually a tool for it on TradingView. It's literally called a head and shoulders. So that's something that you guys can add to your arsenal if you see it, because that move happens a lot too. A head and shoulders happen, and there's also a thing called an inverted head and shoulders, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just a head and shoulders, but it's upside down. And with that being upside down, you're looking for the move to go up instead of just pushing down a little bit. But even with me just showing you guys that move, and with price playing on either side of the trend line, you guys can get in trades just off of that. You guys can win trades off the break and retest. Like, for example, so many opportunities, because I mean, I know I trade harmonics a lot, but I also trade the break and retest a whole lot. Let me drop this line here real quick just to show you guys an example. I'm gonna put this on, maybe it's 1 hour line because it's green. Just show you guys what I'm talking about. The break and retest happens so much. I'm sure you guys one more example of this. Look at this momentum push down. It rejected off the line, but finally got this push down, then hit this trend line, and what did it do? Reject it. That's your chance for a sell right there off that trend line. You see those wicks pushing on there? That's your chance for a sell on that trend line. Like it's literally just, the break and retest is literally just that simple. Same thing right here. Break, retest to that trend line, push down. Happens over and over and over. This is probably one of the simplest strategies you guys can employ because it works so much. Look at that. Break, retest, push down. I know I'm making it look so simple, like, hey, it's just right there, but it literally is just right there. Break, retest, push up. Break, retest, push down. Look how much that happens with these diagonal trend lines. And yes, price does go looking to find support on the horizontal lines, but the diagonal lines is where I see most of my strongest breaks and retests on. That's why I always, that's why I have so many on here. And again, especially on gold. This one had a nice one. This was a break of a diagonal trend line and a level of support. What it did was it pushed to the highest point, which is the daily level up there, and it pushed back down, retest, push up, back to that same highest level up there. I want to say I had a harmonic on this too, but look how much times that happened. This is just in this small time frame over here. This is just from, I want to say August. Yeah, from August. Look how many break and retests are in there. For you guys who aren't like brand new, you guys saw that I went 21-0 on gold. It's because of the fundamentals. It's because these break and retest and knowing these levels of support and resistance and incorporating harmonic patterns into it. Like literally, it was just that simple. Don't make trading overly hard or overly deep. Yes, it is something new, and it is, I guess it's kind of hard. The hardest you can make trading is when your mind isn't in the right place, or if you're not looking at the bigger picture. I know some of you guys want to come in here and do like the 15-minute chart. That's fine too. You do a 15-minute chart, but don't ignore all of this information to the left over here. Like Ray said, scroll up in the chart, in the chat, because all this information to the left over here is what's gonna take you there. If I turn this off, again, the 15-minute chart is only going to show you. Let me go. It's only showing you. Where's my box at? This your whole 15-minute chart. It's only showing you this. Now, if I go to the 4-hour, look how much information I'm missing out on if I only look at the 15-minute chart. I'm missing out on all this information over here to the left. So what I do is I come on to the daily and mark my chart up and work my way down to the 1 hour. So even if you do want to trade the 15-minute, still have all that information there for you. Like that's how you can find these break and retest, and intra trades easy off of that. If you guys have any questions about diagonal trend line or something like that, go to my YouTube channel, which is let me see, it is Elmodern Trades. It's the same thing on Instagram. It's the same thing on Facebook. My information is Elmodern Trades everywhere. All these recorded sessions go on my YouTube. I'm actually like behind right now because I have not uploaded last Sunday's or last Thursday session. I was in the process of getting a new laptop, which I have now. So my last Sunday session is on my old laptop, and my Thursday session is on my new laptop. But I'm working on my old laptop later this week, and I'm on my new laptop right now. So I get it together, upload like 3 videos in one day. But with that being said, I will see you guys on Thursday. It'll be a more like in-depth, kind of more advanced session. But if you guys get the questions to me in advance, I can, answer you guys' questions live on here. No problem. That being said, though, I'll holler at y'all. I will see you guys in the group chats.